Hello everybody and welcome to a video going over my concerns with the future of Marvel Rivals. Since Season 2 has come out, the overall public opinion on Marvel Rivals has seemingly declined heavily. I see almost only negative shit about this game anymore. People just complaining and yelling at each other about everything from class roles to who's strong and who's weak. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely play into these things when I make my shorts. My most popular shorts are the ones that I am very aggressive on a stance. And unfortunately, I think this is going to very negatively affect the game in the long term. The game's popularity is still relevant, but it has declined sharply. I mean, we're at 50% the player count as we were in December, and that's fairly typical for a game. Actually, the amount of time that Rivals has hung on, we're at almost 6 months here. Actually, we're over 6 months. And the game is still pretty strong. It's doing pretty good on social media and on YouTube and stuff like that. But my concern is that almost all the discussion is negative. It's the support strike, and it's this role's boosted, and these people don't know how to play the game, and oh, now you're boosted and you don't deserve your rank. And it's from a competitive standpoint, it's okay, maybe people were a little boosted because you could rank up simply by playing, and that's much more difficult. But telling everybody hey, you actually suck ass at this game is very negative to people who play this game just as a part-time hobby, especially a part-time hobby competitively. I'm talking about your platinum and even maybe gold, platinum, diamond players now. I do think the ranks are more accurate to what they should be now. I'm doing an unranked GM challenge with Scarlet Witch right now, and playing in platinum feels like what platinum should be. The first few seasons, it was damn, this is a patty cake time. But it doesn't change the fact that people are not happy with how the game is moving forward. Another thing I wanted to bring up was the balance of the season. From a competitive lens, this season's actually not that bad. If you want to strictly speak competitively, characters like Hela and Groot are running the game. Those are the problematic characters. And Luna Snow with her extremely long ult, and then Loki who can just copy that shit. This is the problem competitively. But the thing is, this game is made for casuals first and foremost. And unfortunately, for the first time, some very popular characters are pretty weak this season, and some unpopular characters are really strong. Captain America is arguably very strong for casual play and for professional play, to the point that they've already nerfed him once, thankfully. But he is a piece of shit to play into, and this definitely affects people's feeling on the game. And when everyone is yelling at each other, like I mentioned before, it breeds this toxic circle that is going to really hurt the long lifetime that this game could potentially have. Another issue, I made a short on it that no one watched. I think my thumbnail was bad for that. But essentially, a huge issue facing this game is the absolute abysmal performance in this game. I can get about 150 FPS on medium settings with a 4070 Ti and an i7 5800. I think the thing is, I could increase my RAM. I only have 16 gigs, which is, not the best, but damn, 150? I hate to bring Overwatch into a comparison, because I don't like to compare the games. I think they're both excellent in their own ways. And Overwatch has had a lot of improvements, by the way. But man, that game gets 300 FPS for the same setup. And the thing is with Marvel Rivals, I get 150 at the best. It does dip to 80s. I've seen it even go down to 60 before, on especially the one spider map. I can't remember what it's one. It's the payload map that Spider-Man always pulls people off the front of. But man, these compounding issues are just starting to beat this game down, and it's starting to make such a negative discussion around the game in general. And I think it's gonna really hurt this game long term. Because on top of that, you can think probably a lot of players in this game don't interact with the community, but unfortunately, I think even if you slightly interact with the community, you're hearing about this shit. Like I admitted earlier, I played into it, but what the community is talking about is the toxic shit that's going on. And it seems like the overall sentiment on this game is just so negative. I can't imagine if it doesn't get better soon that this game is going to keep thriving the way it is. And the truth is, like, the game is actually super good. Like I mentioned earlier, but I think the balance is okay. It could definitely be better, don't get me wrong. But there's constant new game modes and updates, and they're constantly giving you free stuff and rewards to work towards. There's a lot of good things, and they even, people wanted the rank system to be quote-unquote fixed, and I mean, look at the rank distribution. Top 500 starts in Celestial now. I finished Celestial 2.5 last season, and when I finished Celestial 2, I believe was top 1% in the game. And now, Celestial 2 is probably like top 1,000 in the game, which is an insane decrease. Like, Celestial is an actually very hard rank to get to, and Grandmaster is now like a big reward to get to. Like, I feel like if people are still talking shit on Grandmaster players now, like, what are you doing, man? Like get off your high horse. And on that topic, another thing is it's the streamer culture. There's a lot of people that blame streamers and say, like, they ruined the game, or, Fortnite was ruined by Ninja, which is insane. But man, it's like, what are we talking about here? Because the casual players don't like the content creators, and then the content creators also start talking shit about, like, your role and stuff, and it's just breeding this endless cycle that just doesn't seem to stop. So where do I see this game moving forward? Like I said, I think this game is excellent, and I think for the most part, it will have a steady player base. And like with Ultron coming out, I would not be surprised if there's a big jump. People are really excited for Ultron, and anytime there's a big Marvel character, I'm not talking about like some dumb shit like Armor. Like, as much as Armor sounds like a cool Vanguard idea, because I like playing Vanguard, who gives a shit? Like, people are gonna come back for somebody like Thanos, or someone like, who's not in the game, who's really good, Daredevil, some big name MCU character like that most people know. People will come back and play the game. But I think, I definitely for sure, the honeymoon phase is over for this game. It is 100% over. This isn't necessarily a bad thing. Every game has their moment in the sun. And I think Rival Rivals will have a somewhat dedicated player base, but with games like Overwatch improving very quickly, I mean, the new perks, 6v6 in Stadium, I've played very little of it. I'm a long-time Overwatch player, but what I did play impressed me, and I think the sentiment is turning around on that game, and it's like, a big part of Rivals' like whole player base was based on fuck Overwatch, and I mean, I'm partly guilty of that myself. A big reason why I like this game is I did not like the direction Overwatch 2 went, and this game is kind of course-corrected it for me. I think the game will continue to do well, but I'm just worried, and I would not be surprised if we keep seeing negative news about the game in light of good content. I think the developers are doing a great job. I love their dev blogs. I love that they care so much about their game. But I think from the content creator side of things and the player side of things, we are just in for a very toxic game. We got a lot of toxic gamers in this game, and it's going to be a while, and before anyone calls me like a pussy for thinking like, well, toxism, being toxic's in every game. Yeah, I understand. But other games have positives that people talk about too. It's not just negative all the time. And I feel like in the last month, it has switched from almost universal praise of Marvel Rivals to almost only complaining. And it's really unfortunate to see. I hope somehow the player sentiment changes. I mean, if you look at my tier list, I always say, like, I want this person to be nerfed because I hope people stop complaining, like Iron Fist. I don't think Iron Fist is busted at all. If you play the right character, Iron Fist can't play the game. But most players don't think that, so you gotta keep him weak. I hate to say it, because people will complain and the game sentiment will go down. But that's just my thoughts on the current toxicity within Marvel Rivals. It's very upsetting, especially being a new content creator who's really enjoying making content, and plays the game a lot less. I've been mainly recording the Scarlet Witch video, but I don't know. I just hope the best for this game. I really love it. It means a lot to me. It brought me out of YouTube retirement. I used to make YouTube videos years ago, but I wish the best. I hope we get some positive talk again about this game. I miss when everyone was like, this is the greatest thing since sliced bread. It just hasn't been that way for this entire season so far.